Hello, I'm Brianna Hilton. I'm here with Natalie Saunders. How are you?
Hi, Brianna. I'm really well, thanks. How about yourself?
I'm good. Basically, I'm going to ask you some questions about Levi Solicitors.
Sure.
The first question is, can you tell us more about Levi Solicitors' expansion into employment?
Absolutely. So this is a really natural progression for the firm and something that has been done before, but not in recent years so much. I've worked with the firm historically, and we have a really diverse client base of both individuals and businesses, all of which tend to come up against employment law challenges of one shape or form sooner or later. And we're just delighted to be able to support our clients with those sorts of challenges and opportunities too, because sometimes our clients will come to us with challenges that are more about how can we help grow our business and acquire the talent that we need. We want to diversify into other areas that we don't currently do. So how might we go about growing our capabilities, either by growing skill sets internally or potentially acquiring new skill sets? So there's lots of people related opportunities for businesses, and equally individuals come across employment law challenges of one shape or another. At the moment, obviously, the situation in the economy feels slightly uncertain. Lots of employers are looking at their organization structure and thinking about what the right sort of size and shape is. And that regrettably always means that there will be redundancies falling out of that sort of scenario. And that's where we might be able to step in to support an individual, not just with the technical legal bits, although obviously that's my background as an employment lawyer, but a lot of what we do for individuals is about coaching them through a challenging time in their work life, supporting them, helping them see that whilst it might be challenging right now, we absolutely will have a strategy for how we resolve the situation. And typically, in my experience, where somebody is made redundant, and this has been the case for all clients in my history as an employment lawyer, they look back on the period as having been a difficult one, but for the best. And I think that's a really important message for people to hold on to if they're having a tough time at work, um, because it can feel all consuming. We spend such a lot of time at work. We spend more time at work than we do with the people we choose to marry and the children we choose to have. So if stuff isn't going well in your work life, it tends to have a very significant adverse knock-on effect to lots of other areas of your life. And so it's a real privilege to help people when they are having those sorts of challenges, because you can really see the sense of relief when they can put all the issues to bed and really think about the future again.
Right, perfect. With you being an partner for more than 3 years, as well as leading HR expert, and as you said, employment lawyer, what exactly are your aims for the future in your specialism to boost clientele?
Oh, that's a great question. I suppose there's two bits to this for me. One of them is around generally aspirations, and I think connection to purpose really matters to me in terms of being really clear about why I do what I do, and thinking about legacy. And the lens through which I come at this is through life's too short to be miserable at work. So when I think about what my aspirations are, they are to support business owners, business leaders, line managers, and individuals make the best of their work life, make the conditions so that they can really thrive and not just survive in their environment. So I think that's quite a nice framing for me, at least. It helps me connect to what I'm here for when I think about my work. And then in terms of growing the client base, I think sometimes people package up legal services in a really dry way, and they don't necessarily explain well the benefits of getting lawyers involved, or people that have got broader expertise as well, such as myself, involved early to help problem solve challenges rather than seeing it as a distress purchase. Oh crumbs, we've got an employment tribunal, let's pick up the phone and get some legal advice about what to do. Yes, of course we can do that, but actually if we get involved early enough, we can help avoid the employment tribunal happening in the first place. And that preventative action piece is really interesting to me, and it can save business owners such a lot of time, stress, and ultimately money, actually, of course, as well, in relation to facing into those legal challenges. So I always think prevention's better than cure. So if you've got somebody that you know, that you like, and that you trust on speed dial, then whenever any kind of people related challenge might pop up, you know who to speak to, and you'll get some really sound advice and suggestions about what you might want to do.
So with your aid to the firm, to what magnitude will HR and employment law advice aid the trust and transparency ratings for Levi solicitors with their clients?
So I think this is about breadth of service as much as anything else. So I think that does help build trust, because people like, if they can, to be able to go to one place for as many different services as possible. So if we're not now having to say to clients, actually, we're not able to support you with employment law, I mean, we will have had great referral relationships in the past. Don't get me wrong. It's not as though we were having to turn people away without suggestions as to who to speak to. But to be able to service those requirements internally and not pass them on is a really nice thing in terms of being able to then build that suite of trusted advisor status. I always think that is an important piece of terminology, because that's ultimately what people want. They don't want somebody that's just going to tell them what the letter of the law is. They want actual advice about what to do. And sometimes lawyers can forget that, and they can sit on the fence and not be as helpful as they could be in terms of saying, well, actually, on balance, I think this is what you should do. So I think that approach helps build trust and transparency as well. And there's lots of crossovers with different areas of work in the firm. We've got a really strong offering around commercial property, for example. We do lots of really good quality litigation work. So to be able to offer clients that we already work with in that capacity additional services like employment law, like HR consulting, because the offer isn't just limited to technical employment law, that's really beneficial, I think.
Oh, yeah. So you've already touched upon what I was going to ask, but I just wanted to go a bit more into it, because Levi Solicitors advertises itself as a true client-centered law firm. So I wanted to know the procedures in which it's shown that it's client-focused that differs from other law firms in the UK.
So I think this is about client care for me, and it's about not just doing the things that from a regulatory and compliance perspective are required. Obviously, those are really important, and the Solicitors Regulation Authority would expect that to be the case. But it's not just how you follow the tick box on the checklist of how to service clients well from a compliance perspective. It's the care that you demonstrate when you're supporting them. It's the interest that you show in the outcomes. It's the personal touches that really matter to clients, where you're being really supportive to them and not just sitting there at arm's length, expanding on legal advice. Obviously, that's a part of the job. Giving good legal advice is really important for lawyers to do. But actually, if you want to retain clients and grow your client base, it's all about that personal touch. It's all about demonstrating to your clients that you really care about them.
Right. And I'm sure that you will give your advice on the full spectrum of employment law related matters to each client you face. Is there any future plans for Levi Solicitors to expand in other areas apart from what it already have expanded into?
Sinead, that might be one for you. I'm probably not as well placed as Sinead to talk about that.
All I can say is that there's always opportunities out there, and it's always just about finding the right people. Growth is important, particularly in the current market. I mean, you don't get anywhere by standing still. So the key driver for us will always be being able to serve our clients. So if the opportunities come up, we will grab them. We will absolutely grab them. And that's not just talking about different areas of law, but it's about talking about different locations. However best we can serve our clients, that's what we'll focus on.
Well, Sinead, you just touched upon my next question and my last question. apart from London, Leeds, and North Leeds, is there any other region in the UK or wherever that you would want to branch off to?
I think at the minute in the current market, we're good, but that's not to say that things won't change. I mean, Natalie may be privy to this, but I'm constantly asking for offices in Dubai, in New York, in London. Let's take over the world. But at the minute, no, we're all good. It's important that we have that London presence for our national clients. And we are, having been in Leeds since 1934, very, very, very proud to be a Yorkshire firm. Very proud.
Yeah, and I think one of the advantages is obviously with the pandemic that we have got technology that is now much more comfortable to use than perhaps was previously the case. We support clients all over the country and actually and abroad as well. So sometimes a London presence is a really valuable thing to have. But actually, what you can do from the comfort of our offices in Leeds, and we do quite a lot of homework as well. I'm speaking to you from home this morning. You can do an awful lot without actually needing a physical office space somewhere. So it doesn't hold us back, I would say, in relation to our ability to support a national or even global client base. But as Sinead importantly points out, we're really proud to be Leeds. I'm a Leeds girl, born and bred myself, and that sense of identity really matters to us. We don't only service clients that operate within the Yorkshire region, but we are really proud to be in and of Leeds.
Yeah, 100%, Natalie, 100%. Can I also just add, going back to that question about client care? So our trainees have just recently moved seats, and I asked each one of them what was the key thing that they learned. And one of the guys came back, and I thought it was so sweet, so I'm just going to share it. So he was asked what it was that he learned, and he said, Sinead, every person's story is completely different, and every client matters. Oh.
That's really lovely.
That goes back to the client care. It's clients and then clients and our staff. Those are the two key drivers in anybody's business, actually. So that made me smile yesterday.
Rightly so.
Thank you both. Is there anything else you want to add before we finish this interview?
I don't think so. No, that's great, Brianna. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, you too.